can see one star. You can see one star out there, huh? Well, this window's kind of dirty, so is that one. Do 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 do. What the hell are those people doing? Do 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 do. What are all these people doing? Why does it window look so dirty? I gotta get out there and wash it. Yeah. Either it's the window or it's the camera. Here's my stuff. This car needs to be washed. This window's dirty. It needs a car wash. Yeah, why is it still? It must be that. It must be. Oh, the underwear, maybe? Let me see. Let me try to clean this up a little bit. And this one. Yeah. Got a lot of light reflecting off this one. And besides that, the main phone is supposed to be up there. So I wouldn't be surprised if the signal's not very good. Okay, so I'll put my main phone right up here. There we go. There. So I don't know if I can clean this one from the inside. Not right now. Let me see if I do this. Does that affect it? A little bit, huh? Little bit. Okay, let me put some of that on there. Do 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 do. Yeah, it needs car washed. Big time. Hello, M8E. Hi, hi, hi. Everyone comes in, says hi, and then they take off and leave old Barn here. Yeah, this thing needs to be. This is making it dirtier than it is. It's making it worse. What the hell did they spray on this thing? The world may never know. Okie dokie. So, let me monitor the channel. I'm sure you don't want to just be staring at the whatchamacallit. Put this one back because this thing needs to be washed down. What's going on over here? What was going on at the school? I had a little temporary lapse of reasoning and overindulged. I mean, as soon as I took one drink, it was like all over. And and um and I didn't even know that there it was an extra day until I watched the video. When I watched the video the next day, then I realized that it was a whole day. I didn't even know. I had no idea. And so let me see if I can. Yeah, so. And, $20. Cost you $20. You don't even remember. I don't know if you remember while you're doing whatever you're doing, but yeah, I didn't even know that it was the whole day. The whole day was a blur. And and so and I didn't even remember that I had a beer in the refrigerator. By the time I remembered, it's like, what do you want to drink it for? All you're going to do is want more. And that's insanity. That is insanity. Knowing how awful the hangovers are, the melancholy and what it does to your emotions, your mental health, and by extension your physical health, because the mind and body are inseparable. You know? And so I'm like, well, should I go get another little drink? And then you'll be the same place you were yesterday, in frickin' melancholy. So let me just check the signal here. Well, we've got a nice colorful signal, especially since I washed the back window before I left out of the house. I didn't repair that tire like I said I was going to repair that tire. I need to repair the tire on the Toyota. So what do you think about this so-called war? Doesn't something seem kind of phony to you? Look at those pictures. There's some funny business going on. Okay, so check my signal here. Oh, my prediction for Bitcoin did not happen. Okay, I thought it was going to take a dive. I watched it all night long until midnight, and it did not take a dive. So let's keep watching and see what it does. Okay. This is me, my videos, no live. Okay, here we go. It says there's no views. One is scheduled. This one needs to be erased. Okay, let's erase this one. Okay, so I'm going to erase this one. It says it's upcoming. So I'm going to erase, delete. Okay. So, what's everybody doing on this Saturday night? Yeah, so Bitcoin, it didn't dump. And I'm not trying to pretend like, you know, like I'm a good guesser. Okay. I, you know, on the up and up. So today's the 14th. Yeah, yesterday was Friday the 13th. And, wow, this thing's really, really um, dark. It's hella dark. Look how dark that is. Can't even see myself. Wonder what's up with that. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is, well, the signal's good here anyway. I don't have to monitor the signal. I know it's good, but I do need to monitor if I'm going to show you something. Because I don't know why, but this phone, now it's not mirrored. So that's crazy. So let me turn on the light and monitor this thing back again. That's freaking crazy. It's still dark. Okay. I don't know why it's dark like that. Oh, there's live chat. Okay. Alrighty. But yeah, it's really super dark. But it looks nice with all the chat up there. Put some emojis in there. Or hit that thing over on the side for the hearts. And so, let me just check something on here. Let me check over here, see what this looks like over here. I was watching this one girl today, and she's kind of a trip. It says so far I've got 1 mile. You gotta be kidding me. It says it's only been 5 minutes. And it's pumping out at 6,000 watts. Pumping out at 6,000 watts. So, let me see what the signal looks like over here. That out of the way. And come in here and check my signal. Okay. I'll check the signal here. See if it's any. No, it's dark like crazy. You know why? Because the other camera looks better. The camera on the front. That's right. So, I guess I should turn it around. But for some reason, I'm not seeing the chat over here on this phone. Okay, let me open this up. I wonder why it does that. There. See, it won't let the... It's freaking goofy. What the hell kind of crap is this? Okay, so there's the chat. And subbed, unsubbed. That's crazy. That's weird. I don't know why somebody would do that. But I don't know who the hell they are anyway. Two dudes, about 12 years old, 10, and yeah, about 10 years old, and a girl about 9. And they're out here messing with the car chargers. I think he wants to charge his. That was weird. A young girl out here with craziness. And I was just listening to that topic. Let me turn this around because it's too dark. Okay. Oh, first I got it. This is such a hassle to do this. Okay. Now I've got to wait for it to show up over here on my monitor screen, and it's just so dark. It takes a minute to catch up. It takes just oh, did I turn the volume off? Let me see. Volume. Volume. And I was just listening to. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the screen, the chat. I updated the app. Let's see if it gets brighter here. I don't know why there's such a long delay. Yeah, it's brighter a little bit. Okay. So, you know how. Yeah, this is bullshit. It's not even supposed to be like that. The comments are supposed to come up on the screen. It ain't supposed to be like this. It's freaking bull. Hold on. So let me go into here. And I'll go to, should I go to lives? Yeah, there's something weird about that war. That's freaking weird. Then they have people telling you what somebody else told them that it's like. That's so freaking phony. That is. Okay. Viral Gabe. See, that's the way it's supposed to look. I should be coming up here. Yeah, there I am. Okay, that's better. It was acting. Okay, but there's only one person in here after all that. Okay, so if I'm wrong, then it is. But to me, it looks goofy. And so, did you listen to what David Icke said about it? What the hell did he say about it? He just put a video up today. And Oh yeah, it's on my Facebook. And he's basically saying that Orange Man is the biggest liar ever walked on 2 feet. Okay? If you want to hear it straight from himself, if you want to hear it straight from David Icke, then go look for David Icke's channel. He just put the video up today. Okay? I've told you over and over that I think they're part of the school band or something. I've told you that I think they are extraterrestrials themselves. Okay? But yet no one will ask him. Isn't that strange? So anyway, here's my Facebook page if you want to go see that latest by David Icke. It's best to go straight to YouTube, because when you go through Facebook to get to one of these videos, you do not have access to the comments. And that's really the meat and potatoes of it. This is the free flow of information. These kids are getting a little bit loud. I'll roll up the window right there. Okay. Show something different every time. That's crazy. Okay, so did it show up? That's my Facebook page. That's my name on Facebook. It's the one where it has a picture of a guy wearing red shorts. Hell, that thing was about 15 years ago. Or 10 or 15 years ago. A guy with red sweats in front of a diesel 18-wheeler. And so yeah. So you know that I've been getting certain things out of my diet, right? If I lived in Fresno, things would be different. Because even though I cleaned up a lot of my diet, I've almost completely eliminated all enriched flour products. Um, like pasta, spaghetti, macaroni and cheese, bread, pastries, pizza, and donuts. I've eliminated enriched flour in all of these products. I don't eat them anymore. And so that's a big difference. That's a big difference, getting all of that stuff. And tortillas, I don't even bother with them, because the tortillas that are here on the shelves here at the department store, when you go over to Hanford, and here the closest store we got is Hanford. This is where we have Walmart and Aldi's and a Food Co. So, um, so I've eliminated all that stuff. I've, like I said, the tortillas, I won't even touch them because the tortillas that are on the shelf here, um, they're not even from the state. They're from clear across the United States. What is wrong with this picture? Is it because they don't want you to know what's going on at their company? Is it because they don't want you to know where they're getting their wheat from? And so, but all the other stuff like the macaroni and cheese, it's all available in organic. And so I've cleaned that part of my diet up. And I've also cleaned up the eggs. Okay. So I'm only buying pasture raised eggs, even though last time I walked into Walmart, there was not even 1 dozen of pasture raised eggs left up on the shelf. So I didn't buy any. And because they're so far much they're so much better than the other eggs. See for yourself. Eat pasture raised eggs for about a month and then go back and eat the garbage ones. And so I've got that cleaned up, and I also cleaned up all freaking high fructose corn syrup. I got rid of that and almost all white sugar, which is refined ultra processed sugar. The only place that is still in my diet is in my chocolate. I make hot chocolate, and the chocolate has sugar. I haven't been able to find a good chocolate bar that uses cane sugar. I mean, coconut, organic coconut sugar, or even organic cane sugar would be fine. And then all the sodas, I got rid of that crap. I've been drinking kombuchas, and the kombuchas are excellent. They're a little bit expensive, and and so all my fruit juices, I know that a lot of fruit juice has a lot of sugar, natural sugar, not the garbage sugar. I'm drinking all these organic juices, which are really excellent. But if you live in Fresno, you can get even better. Okay? And so I've cleaned up all this stuff. And so now the only thing I need to clear up now is the dairy. That's my cottage cheese, my yogurt, my milk, and my butter and cheese. Cheddar cheese. And so these products are only available in Fresno. Okay? So I've been cleaning all this stuff up. So now I only need to clean up the dairy now, and then I'll be sitting pretty. And so if you want to hear why the dairy is important, okay? Then you can listen to Kevin Trudeau. You can listen to Kevin Trudeau, or you can read Kevin Trudeau, because he's the one who started telling the people about it. If it wasn't for this book, these products would not be in the shelf today. It was this book that got the products to be where they're at today. Okay? And if you're too dumb, you're too stupid, you don't know how to read or write the English language, then you can get on eBay dirt cheap. And by the way, this book is available in Spanish. As of September 2022, I'm not exactly sure about the month, but 2022, this book was translated into Spanish. Okay? So it is available in Spanish. And he talks about all kinds of things. He talks about basically the mafia. And he was the only one who had the balls to tell you about the mafia. Because this thing came out about 20 or 25 years ago. Back 20 or 25 years ago, if you tried talking about this stuff, they would straight take you off the face of the earth in a hot New York minute. Back when this stuff was barely going on, people used to follow me everywhere. Everywhere I went, people were following me because I was building these devices and I was getting into this information. It was so bad, people like Leonard Horowitz would have to take off out of the United States, off the mainland, and they would move to Hawaii. He's back now. I don't know if you've ever watched his documentary. It's called In Lies We Trust, Bioterrorism. That's how bad it was back then. Okay? So it was like 2008, 2009, or was it 2005? But I don't know when the audio disc came out. But it wasn't very much longer after that till they all bum rushed his ass. All of these freaking reptilian shapeshifters. All of them in Congress, all of them in judges, and all of the CEOs of the multinational corporations, they all bum rushed his ass and threw him in prison for almost 10 years. And so yeah, I'm getting full charge. I don't know why it's taking this long, but so if I hear that truck go by one more time, I'm just gonna stop charging the car and take off. So yeah, it was Kevin Trudeau, and he's back on YouTube. And if you want to find it, I told you I think he's an extraterrestrial himself, okay? Just like David Icke. And yeah, if you're too stupid, too dumb, can't read the English language, then you can get this audio disc set. It's a CD, and he reads you the book himself, word for word. It's a 12 disc CD. You play it on your, let's see if I have it in here. No, I don't know how. Let me see. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's in here. There we go. This is the CD.
Most recently, many of you have seen the movie or read the book The Insider with Russell Crowe, and read about how for years the tobacco industry flagrantly lied about their knowledge that the ingredients they were putting in cigarettes were highly...
So, dirt cheap on eBay. And so you just play them in a CD player and you'll hear all this stuff. You'll hear about the benefits of raw milk, raw dairy, raw organic dairy that is now available in Fresno. It's available now in Fresno, California. That is amazing because before you would have to go to Pennsylvania to the Amish people up there. The ranch was called Amos Miller Farms, and they were saying for years and years, for a decade, they were saying they were going to throw these people in prison, these Amish people, because they were selling raw milk and raw dairy products, right? Well, now you can buy them right here in California. You can even buy them right here in Fresno County. You can buy them in Fresno at a store. It's called Sprouts Farmers Market. It's not a farmer's market, it's a store. But the name of the store is Sprouts Farmers Market. They have all organic produce and dairy, which you will not find anywhere near here. You're not going to find any. And but you can find it there. And I think they have 3 stores in Fresno. 1 in Clovis and 2 in Fresno. So that's pretty damn good. And so Kevin Trudeau talks about the raw milk on, I think it's in chapter 3, but there's also another doctor. Okay? He's a um he's a doctor, and he's on YouTube, and he has millions and millions of subscribers. And he's also talking about raw milk. So definitely check this stuff out. And because just like what I explained about wheat, wheat was supposed to be some of the most nutritionally uh, good things for you because it has like almost everything that you need is in wheat. But enriched flour, they went in and took every last one of them out and they put in their synthetic bullshit. Okay? And so, just like I was saying that about the wheat, it's basically the same thing with the raw organic dairy. And there's a difference between organic and raw. And and so this person who has millions and millions of subscribers, you can go check him out on YouTube. This is his name. Okay? Dr. Berg. That's Dr. DRBERG. Okay? And he will tell you all, give you the whole ins and outs of milk. So as soon as I'm able to work that in, I think I'll be I'll doing pretty a lot better than uh, what I'm uh, using for my using so far. Okay, so now you know who Kevin Trudeau is, right? Kevin Trudeau, after a hiatus of almost 10 years, is back and he's back on YouTube. Okay? And so now the other whistleblower is David Icke. Do you know who David Icke is? Okay, that's David Icke. This book is also available in Spanish, or at least it was until about, I guess, a month ago or 2 months ago, because Amazon pulled every last one of his books that are written in Spanish, and there was about 4 or 5 of them, and they pulled every last one of them off the market. They are not available in Spanish anymore. Okay? This just barely happened. And I'm I'm pretty sure they just barely pulled them off the market. You know, all this stuff that I start showing the people, I don't know if David Icke knows about this or not. Maybe he can do something to get them back available on the market. I'll double check. But anyway, that's David Icke. He's the one who's telling you about the extraterrestrials, and he has been telling you about them for 25 years. He also told you about the people in the Epstein files. All this stuff they're talking about, he talked about it 25 years ago. He names them by name. Now, 25 years later, they're being subpoenaed into court. Okay? So he's been telling you about this. He's been right the whole time. He's the one who told you that the pandemic was a freaking scam. And in my opinion, that's why they banned him from YouTube for about 5 years. He's back now. He just got put back on YouTube about 2 months ago. And he's also banned from entering 30 European countries, 6 of which have kings and queens who keep their bloodline pure. And they marry their cousins. That's how they keep their bloodline pure. And so now you know who the 2 whistleblowers are, right? These are the 2 main whistleblowers, and I suspect they're both extraterrestrials. But yet, for some reason, no one has asked them in the comments, what the hell is wrong with people? And so Kevin Trudeau was talking about raw milk 25 years ago. Now it's available. It would not be here if it wasn't for that book and him going to prison. For all that stuff. So be humble, be grateful, and go buy some raw milk so the rest of us can start getting some of this good dairy products, just like the eggs. When the pasture-raised eggs first hit the market, they were about $12 a dozen. Now that Walmart picked up the product, you can get pasture-raised eggs for $4. So I'm thinking this is the same thing that's going to happen with the raw organic dairy products like cheddar cheese, ice cream, milk, butter. Because right now, a gallon of good raw milk costs a lot of money. I think a half gallon is probably like $8. And but you know, it's worth it. And if everyone goes down and supports them, buys at least a half gallon a month. This is enough to affect sales at Walmart to where they will be incentivized to pick the product up and sell it themselves, thus bringing the price down, just like the eggs. The eggs are dirt cheap now for top of the line, top quality eggs at Walmart. So if you want to find out about these extraterrestrials, okay, then David Icke just put out a bunch of videos, and about the last 5 of them, okay, it's about 7 of videos down and 5 up. He talks about all these things that were in this book. Okay, all the people who he mentioned in here, they're all old now. When he was talking about them, they were young, in their prime, getting it on, freaking doing cocaine like there was no tomorrow. And so if you want to get a basic understanding of who these extraterrestrials are, who don't want to be exposed, he's been exposing them for a minute. And then I would say actually to watch Kevin Trudeau's video, okay? Because Kevin Trudeau made a video about a week ago. It was actually, I went back and searched for it. He made it on February 11th. And he gives you all the facts that these extraterrestrials are absolutely here. They've been here for a minute. They walk amongst us. Okay? And so he gives you all the facts. And he says, how can you even have a doubt that they're here when we got all our freaking technology from them? All reverse engineered is from the extraterrestrials. It's all documented. And so after you listen to that and you realize that yes, they are here, and they're trying to, I think he called it the drip plan. They're trying to bring it out slowly so that the people don't freak out and say, oh, if they have telepathy, then they have to get their ass out of here because that's invasion of privacy. They need to go back to their whatever freaking planet they came from. Because if they're around humans and they have telepathy, this is an invasion of privacy. And they don't want everybody to freak out like this. So they're trying to drop the information on them slowly. So once you listen to Kevin Trudeau explain this, and you realize that yes, they are here, you'd have to be an idiot. I mean, how can you disagree with one of the greatest scientific minds ever was? Look around you. This was all invented by Nikola Tesla. And he was saying the same thing. All the motors that drive industry, all from Nikola Tesla. All of electrical transmission, all from Nikola Tesla. And so once you realize that yes, they are here, then if you want to find out what they look like, then read The Biggest Secret by David Icke. And he's also on YouTube, so you can, and he's talking about this stuff. But I want to show you a picture because these things, and you can watch this video by David Icke, okay? Because this is talking kind of like Epstein Island, the girl who was involved with this, with the people who are being subpoenaed. She was really young when he wrote about her 25 years ago. She's back now, and she's still saying the same thing. Her name is Kathy O'Brien. And you decide for yourself if you think she's telling the truth or not. That's your own opinion. But you can watch this one. The name of that video is this one. We've warned about this for 35 years. Watch that video. You'll see it in there. It's the last 5 videos he made, or 7 videos. But that's the title on it. We've warned about this for 35 years. Okay? And so these extraterrestrials, they're like reptiles. And you know who the most powerful family in the United States was, right? They're the ones who monopolized medicine. They took all the herbs, all the herbal medicine, stuff that you couldn't patent, stuff that can grow out in your garden, right? They took all that stuff and they illegalized it. Okay, there's a family that done this, and they were like this with Adolf Hitler. Their bread and butter company was called IG Farben Chemical Company, which became IG Farben Pharmaceutical Company. And these people were like the richest people on earth. And recently, they're older now too, right? But recently, there was a man and his wife, and they were out like in the Cayman Islands, or I don't know which islands, maybe out towards Florida or something, or out by North Carolina, some islands that are out there. And um and there's an island out there with nobody on it. All it has are iguanas. Okay? These are reptiles. So it's just kind of weird. You could go on YouTube and you'd see them out there. They're out there taking care of the iguanas, the richest people on earth. They were out there in their yacht. And so they're kind of like, they're shapeshifters. Okay? Science is stranger than fiction. And it's kind of like, how there's certain fish in the ocean and they can completely change how they look. They can change their shape, their size, and their appearance. They could be like a green fish or green or blue fish and turn into yellow and black striped fish. They can just completely change their appearance. And there's other things in if you read The Body Electric, you'll learn a whole bunch of other stuff too, by Bob. I forget what his name. But it's basically like this, or like a chameleon. You know how it changes its color? And so this is basically what they do. And so everyone in Congress is suspect. Okay? If there are any humans in Congress, they would have to be psychopaths. And let's not forget that all of these people have been clinically diagnosed by the best psychologists as criminally insane psychopaths. Okay? I suspect that most of them, almost all of them, are extraterrestrial. And if there are any humans in there, I suspect that they have to be a psychopath, a sociopath. Because a sociopath is the only one that can put up with the ass. If they're sitting here reading your mind, you have to be a sociopath to put up with their ass. And because a sociopath, psychopath, doesn't care what you think about them. You could look you straight in the face, know what you're thinking. They could care less. That's why sociopaths make good CEOs for the Fortune 500 top multinational corporations. And if you want to hear someone explain what a sociopath is, go listen to that Chinese professor. He's talking all about it. Jiang on Predictive History is one of the channels you'll find him on. There's a grip of different channels that he's on. I don't know what's up with that. But Predictive History, you'll hear about these psychopaths. So, 1 in 25 people is estimated to be a sociopath. And so, you know how you see these, like, I saw these people that I've never seen before. And the guy's giving a rundown on the war. And I forget what his name is, but he's sitting here and he's talking to this other person I've never seen before. I'm watching this on vertical live feed. Watch TV. And he's sitting here talking about, oh, and we have this tomahawk and we have this tomahawk and this and this and that, right? And well, if you listen to David Icke tells you where they make the tomahawk missiles at. They make them in Arizona, Phoenix. They're not making them anywhere else. Where tomahawk missiles come from. And so this guy is sitting here, oh yeah, well, we have this and we have this and we have this. We're going to send in the Marines and we're going to F their ass up is basically what he was saying, right? And he started laughing. He started laughing. What is wrong with this picture? And so I'm looking at him and I'm like, these are the freaking aliens. And so if you want to know what they look like, you know how the one Caroline, how she comes out and looks all nice and pretty and like she's nice. And this is what they look like. I'll show you here. This is what an artist drew them from. The guy from Africa, he was describing how they look. They called them the century or something like this. But I'll show you a picture of what they really look like. I know I showed it the other day, but I don't know where the hell that was. But there's some pictures in here. There's a lot of pictures in here. But I'll show you. It's almost like Star Trek, right? Remember that lady? And then she turned into this creature. Well, let me show you here. Here is a picture. Oh yeah, and by the way, you remember that girl, Sean O'Connor? Remember that girl who came out with that song? I can go wherever I want. Nothing compares to you. She had the bald head. She ripped up a picture of the Pope. That's why she got banned. Did you know that? She completely got banned. They kicked her out of Hollywood. Because these people who are fighting, that's who it is. Okay, so here's what they really look like. Think of her, what she looks like up there when she's on the stand. Okay, or all of them that are coming out right now. They're being exposed. This is what they really look like. This is what an artist drew them to look like. Just think about that. You know how you're seeing her up there all pretty and everything? That's what they really look like underneath their cloak. It's a disguise. They're disguised to look like if they're innocent. all pretty and innocent. That's what they look like. The reptilians. Okay, so you know who they are now. You know which videos to watch to bring you up to speed. I'm just saying that because somebody commented the other night about the extraterrestrial, so I said I was gonna make this. Yeah, so David Icke's videos, the last 7 videos he made, not the one that he just today, is pretty good. That's why I put it up on my Facebook. But like 7 videos down from there is just all information that's in the book. Okay? The names and everything like that. And then the one from Kevin Trudeau, his video he made on February 11th is talking about the extraterrestrials too, and he just hit you with all the facts. Okay? To let you know that they are here. They've been here for a minute. Okay? And so these are the 2 to follow to realize that these are the people that are doing it. They're extraterrestrials, also known as the reptilian shapeshifters, also known as Lucifer and the fallen angels, also known as the Nephilim, also known as the jinns. Okay? Nephilim in Christian, um, in the Christian Holy Scriptures, and jinns in the Quran Holy Scriptures. Okay, so I think that's enough information for right now. And yeah, for all you people eating tortillas, think about that. The only organic tortillas they have are from clear across the country. They're putting them in bags that say organic, but I don't think they're organic. I think they're bullshitting. Who's testing them? Okay? They don't even tell you where they get their flour from. Is it any surprise that organic tortillas are not being made here in California? They were being made here in California, and they were getting their wheat from a good company. A good company here in California that actually has good bread, and they're giving it to the kids in the school in their county. The name of the bakery is called Alvarado Street Bakery. Alvarado Street Bakery. This is where they were getting their wheat from to make their tortillas. Okay? They were getting it from this good bakery that makes good bread. And so now they're not here anymore. They're not in California. The name of their company was called LA Tortilla Factory or La Tortilla Factory. They were making organic tortillas, supposedly. Supposedly making organic tortillas. So what happened? I contend they ass got driven out by all the freaking tortillas that are sitting up on the shelves right now. 99.8% of them. Go look at them. 99.8% of all the tortillas up on the freaking shelf are not made with good wheat. They're all made with enriched flour. Garbage. Okay? So, think about that. People who make their own tortillas are already up on the game because they can walk straight into Walmart and freaking take that gold metal flour and freaking put freaking crime tape around it or send it out in the garbage trucks to be incinerated or sent to a freaking hazardous landfill, because they've got good flour sitting right there for ready for your ass to make some tortillas. It's called King Arthur's organic all-purpose flour. And that's all you have to do. They're already way ahead of the game. All they have to do is educate themselves, get a little bit of knowledge. So, okay, so that's all we've got for right now. And if you want some of this organic cheese, because what clued me off to this was that, I was listening to all these people like Dr. Berg and all these other people. There's this one guy who's always showing his book on there, and he was cluing the people off to the wheat and everything. I got a lot of good ideas from him, but nobody talked about the dairy, or at least I never saw them talk about the dairy. And so I saw somebody finally say something about the cheese, and I went in and I looked for the cheese, and I found out bullshitting around with the cheese. So I read the ingredients, and it said enzymes, and I find out that those enzymes are not natural enzymes. They were made in a freaking laboratory. They were made in Big Pharma's laboratory, and they just call it enzymes. So that's what got me looking for the cheese. So there are actually all kinds of cheese out there that are made with organic stuff, and here's a whole list of them. Okay, most of them, you're not going to find them around here. Most of them, strangely enough, you can find them on the East Coast, in places like New Jersey, from a market which I don't even like their freaking market. It's called Misfits Market, but they have more organic stuff than we do, and they're getting it from over here. These tortillas that were right here were going straight over there to New Jersey, supposedly. So now the company's supposedly supposed to be bought out. Yeah, it got bought out so that they could sink it, right? And anyways, this is all the names. There's Marike Gouda, Uplands Cheese, Pleasant Ridge Reserve, Keen's Cheddar, Montgomery's Cheddar, and Westcombe Cheddar. This is a miracle they're available here in California. It's cheese made with raw milk. Okay, so that's all I've got for you right now. And here's all the places, some more that sell dairy products. Raw Farm, which is in Fresno, the biggest one in the whole nation. Can you believe that? That's crazy, isn't it? Organic Valley Grass Milk, Sexelby Cheese, Sierra Nevada Cheese Company, and some other one down there on the bottom. So there's a lot of them. It's on fire in the English-speaking community. It just hasn't hit the Spanish-speaking community. That's why I made such emphasis on the tortillas, because they are absolutely clobbering that community with that nasty crap. Okie dokie. So I've got pretty much a lot of juice in there, and just had to get out of the house for a little while. Hooked on the social media. Just been glued to the social media all day long. And so, thanks for tuning in. Signing out from the high school, California, on this Saturday night. And I was kind of like thinking about getting myself a beer, but that's freaking insanity to go through all that freaking Malin cold and it's just insanity. So, and even if I did have a beer, then I would not fix that tire tomorrow. I need to fix that tire. Thanks for tuning in. Signing out.